In a world driven by digital screens, why does a nation known for engineering and technology still love paper and ink so deeply? In Germany, joining a book club is not just a hobby, it is a social phenomenon that defines the intellectual soul of this nation. Every week, in thousands of cafes, living rooms, and libraries, millions of Germans gather to discuss the ideas that shape society. If you find this cultural journey interesting, please stay with me until the very end of this video. Today, we will unlock the secrets of reading culture in Germany. In today's journey, we will go through 3 parts. Part 1 talks about history and education. Part 2 talks about organizational structure and economic impact. Part 3 talks about the Bildung philosophy. Now, let us begin. Part 1: The roots of literacy and cultural DNA. To understand the German passion for book clubs, we must look deeply into the concept of a cultural DNA. This phrase means that the love for intellect is not accidental. It has been inherited through dozens of generations. It flows in the blood of German society. Everything started in the city of Mainz. In the middle of the 15th century, Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press using movable type. Before that time, books were extremely luxurious items. But with Gutenberg, knowledge was liberated. Germans believe that access to information is a fundamental right of every human. This historical event formed a special cultural genetic code. It is the genetic code of reading, reflecting, and sharing. Today, this cultural DNA is still flowing strongly within the education system. In German schools, reading is not just a mandatory subject. It is considered a way to train one's personality. Students do not just read for grades. They read to know how to ask questions. Back to social reality. According to factual data from the prestigious organization Stiftung, there is an astonishing number. More than 80% of German parents maintain the habit of reading aloud to their children from the time they are young. This action is not merely storytelling. This is how they pass on the intellectual genetic code to the next generation. It creates a sense of safety. A child grows up believing that books are trustworthy friends. When students enter high school, the education system introduces a model called Le Cercle. This is the predecessor of adult book clubs. In these discussion circles, students are encouraged to debate. They learn how to analyze logically. They learn how to respect the differences of the person opposite them. In large states, like Bavaria, the literature curriculum is very strict. Students are forced to deeply analyze the economic context and the political fluctuations of the era the author lived. This approach helps young people clearly understand that a book is not just pieces of paper. It is a mirror reflecting the soul of an entire nation. Therefore, participating in a book club when growing up is a natural continuation. They do not join because of social pressure. They join because the cultural DNA inside them urges them to seek connection through knowledge. Each discussion session is a time they practice their right to mental freedom. They understand that a society that knows how to read and how to debate will be a resilient society. Compassion and understanding are built from these very pages. The seeds of intellect were sown hundreds of years ago, and that cultural DNA will continue to exist forever after. Core philosophy. Cultural DNA is not what we are born with. It is the legacy of wisdom we choose to pass on. Part 2. Organizational structure and economic power from pages. Book club. Culture in Germany does not stop at the level of small, spontaneous groups. It is operated by an extremely tight and highly professional structure. We need to understand that reading here is a real economic force. Based on the latest report from the German Publishers and Booksellers Association, the book market of this nation ranks second in the world. It ranks only after the United States in terms of revenue size. This intellectual industry generates an annual figure of nearly 9 billion euros. So, what role do book clubs play in that? Currently, there are more than 10,000 official reading clubs operating across all of Germany. They are not just places to gossip about the characters. Many of these clubs operate like small cultural enterprises. They have a formal membership system. They have a list of books to be read, planned an entire year in advance. In fact, these groups regularly invite famous authors to attend and discuss directly. This connection creates a cycle between the creator and the consumer. Statistical data from Statista in 2024 shows an interesting fact. About 45% of Germans have the habit of buying at least one new book every month. This ensures that money always flows into small local bookstores. In Germany, there is a very special law called Buchpreisbindung. This is the fixed book price law. Whether you buy a book at a small bookstore or online, the price remains the same. This policy protects cultural diversity. It helps bookstores in small towns still exist healthily. Large corporations like Bertelsmann also contribute extremely importantly to this structure. They invest millions of euros every year into initiatives that promote reading culture. For immigrants, book clubs are a tool for social integration. Figures show that those participating in German-speaking discussion groups have a cultural adaptation speed 40% faster than normal. It provides them with what is called cultural capital. They learn how to think and the hidden rules of communication of the locals. Economic power does not just lie in selling books. It lies in creating a generation of wise and highly educated consumers. When people have intellect, the economy will develop more sustainably. Every page that is opened is a brick building the prosperity of the entire nation. If you find these deep analyses bring value, do not forget to press the like button and subscribe to the channel to support the production team. Your companionship is the source of inspiration for us to continue performing such meaningful topics. Please share this video with friends who also love culture and knowledge. Let us together spread the best values. Core philosophy. A book club is a bridge where personal ideas transform into social strength. Part 3. The Building Philosophy and the Fight Against Fake News. To understand the heart of this culture, we must deeply analyze the concept of Bildung. In German, this term carries a meaning much broader than just education. It refers to a process of self-cultivation and perfecting oneself throughout life. Germans believe that a person is never considered to have finished learning. This philosophy is a very important shield in the era of fake news. Fake news is not merely a lie. It is information, intentionally created to deceive the reader. It often hides under the form of a professional news report or a fact that is going viral. In the digital society, fake news spreads 6 times faster than the truth. It targets your emotions, fear, anger, or curiosity. The ultimate goal of fake news is to direct public opinion or to divide social trust. Right here, the Bildung philosophy and book clubs demonstrate their power. Fake news can only exist when humans stop thinking slowly. Books provide information that is systematic and deep. When discussing in the club, Germans together analyze and cross-check data. They learn how to check the origin of the information. They learn how to distinguish between misinformation due to lack of verification, malinformation that is distorted, and fabricated information that is entirely manufactured. This is the intellectual filter that helps the community not to be manipulated. This habit is most clearly shown in the elderly segment. According to data from the German Statistics Office, volunteers over 60 are often the ones leading the book clubs. They contribute more than 15 hours each week to keep the intellectual environment always clean. A study from the University of Heidelberg has pointed out that regular participation in discussion groups helps reduce the risk of cognitive decline by 30%. The book club becomes a form of preventive medicine. It builds social trust based on truth. When you share a story, you are sharing a part of humanity. The link of kindness and logical thinking runs through every discussion. The book is only the beginning. An intellectual community is the goal. Fake news is like a virus, and the intellect from the Bildung philosophy is the vaccine to protect our future. The strength of a nation does not lie in weapons or money. It lies in the depth of the discussions that help humans always stay alert before every change. Every page that is opened is one time the truth is protected. Core philosophy. Fake news thrives on emotion, but truth survives on the foundation of building. Outro. Looking back at the journey through German culture, we see that books are more than just inanimate paper. They are the foundation of a resilient society, full of courage. The book club system here has created a network of shared intelligence. In the future, as artificial intelligence becomes common, the connection between people through reading will become more precious than ever. Sharing a book is not just giving information, it is giving time, patience, and understanding. If you love this deep exploration of culture, please click subscribe and turn on notifications to not miss the next journeys. Your support is the motivation for us to continue creating truly meaningful content. Please leave a comment about your thoughts below. Real wealth does not lie in bank accounts. It lies in the ideas that you share with this world. Thank you for listening until the very last moment. Wish you a day full of new ideas and very kind connections. See you again in our next journeys.